we got the ability to steer with the pedals. Hey guys, welcome to the Goal Fishing channel. My name's Jake. Goal stands for get out and live, and fishing is how you like to get out and live. Go hit that subscribe button down below and join us. I know we just recently did one of these chop and build type of deals for the trolling motor, but we went out to Bartlett and tested it out. Jeez. Yeah, I think the tracking's gonna take just a little bit of getting used to with it being on the side instead of on the front or back. And there were some things that I just didn't like all that much. So my brain started working and I was coming up with some other designs that might work to mount it on the front or the back. And so I decided to go with the back. I tinkered a lot on it, which is why I didn't record it, but I'm gonna go into depth and show you how I mounted the trolling motor and the fun little adjustments that I made to it. It's not professional, okay, so no judging. I'm kind of a redneck. I live by the saying, do the best with what you have until you have the best. Well, I had scraps laying around. That's the best I got, and I made it work. I hope you enjoy seeing how I upgraded my trolling motor mount just a little bit. And the old one's still here. It's now basically just a 6-pole rod holder, which is pretty awesome as well. Let's get to it. The problem before that we were having was with this mount in particular. You see where that rod mount is? It is not very sturdy. So I think this particular kayak, these are just very weak. And when we kicked it into high gear, like this thing would just, I mean, move too much. It was really hard. This particular kayak, okay, this is the Shadowcaster. The 12'3" Shadowcaster by Field & Stream. This particular one has a built-in handle in the back. I'll show you an example. The front's the same way. The handles are built in, so I knew I didn't have to screw into my kayak. I could build something that would clamp down on that, and that's what I did. What we got here, I have, this is a 3-inch board, and then we have a bandsaw here, so I was able to cut something that would fit inside of this. And then I glued an additional piece that goes down through, and I left just a little gap between this piece and this piece so that when I tightened it, it would clamp down. So it's a nice sturdy mount. Once I got that all put together, I drilled a 3/8 hole on each side, and we took the bolts we used off of the other one, the other mount. So they were 3/8 hex bolts that were 8 inches long. And then we got just a little 2x4 that fit nice under there. Just drilled the hole through and tightened it together, clamped it down. And I tell you what, guys, it is sturdy. I mean, I'm cranking on this thing. It's moving a little bit, but it is solid. This, on the other hand, not so much. I'm excited about this. That's the mount. It's really not that complicated. Each kayak's gonna be different. And if yours doesn't have a built-in handle, you'll have to come up with another solution. But since mine was designed this way, my mind went to town on how I could design it for this particular kayak. I did not want the back of my boat to sink and put all the weight in the back, so I have my battery up here to balance things out just a little bit. Then we have the trolling motor in the back. That's a lot of weight. Obviously, I'm not on the water. I don't know if it's gonna sink the back, but for now, I'm just gonna plan on having my battery up here closer to my seat so it balances out the way a little bit better. I know in the last video, I didn't share all the information about my trolling motor, what battery. I did share what battery, what box I used, and where I put everything. I wanted something that would be small but also last at least 4 hours. AGM battery, 22NF. So this is the Marine Smart Box battery case, but I did not share the trolling motor. This one, it's a Minn Kota Endura C2 40-pound thrust, so 5-speed. All these strings, there's a bunch of strings everywhere. Those all have multiple purposes. These ones here with the carabiners are on there just so I can remove it easily. I do a lot of fishing in the river. You can't have a trolling motor in there. I wanted to be able to remove it easily. That's why we have the carabiners there. I can just unclip them really quick. Those are to steer this puppy. These go all the way up, around, up to my foot pedals, and I just tied it to the back end of these. These will lock into place, which is nice because when I'm traveling I can lock them into place and keep it tight so the trolling motor's not turning back and forth. When I'm ready to use it, I just unlock it, and then these will slide back and forth. It'll free up my hands to be able to fish, and I can steer with my feet. Those are hooked up to this little board here that we used a C-clamp to hook them to. Just screwed it to that. Underneath it, I actually put some Gorilla Tape to kind of beef it up a little bit and make it sticky. Make it actually tight so that it would control this. Otherwise, it would just slip back and forth. It wouldn't move the trolling motor. The little eyelets right here to the carabiners that go up to the pedals. And this is 550 cord. Strong stuff, 550 paracord. So that's the 2 strings on the outside on the carabiners. Those are for steering to the pedals. This thing that you see here, it comes up here, is to control the speeds. There was a hole already drilled in the bottom of this trolling motor mount here. So we just ran the a loop of the cord up through there so that we could, and then wrapped it around it a couple of times so we could turn the motor on and off. Just gives it some friction, gives it some grip to be able to control the handle and move it back and forth. And they come through here, these little eyelets here. That actually added some friction to it, which was great because that helped us to be able to manage the speed a little bit easier. We have to give it a nice tug to get it to switch a speed, which is nice because I can control the speeds a little bit better. Otherwise, when I pull it, it would jump from 1 to 5, and then we'd be like just jumping real quick. The next one is this middle cord here. There's this little lever here to get the trolling motor up and down. Tied through a little hole that was already there and wrapped it around the outside of that lever and up above here. And that allows me to pull that and lift up the trolling motor in the back. And everything will go around my battery box, and I'll have my crate of tackle here. Everything's designed to go around except for the center one. It'll just go up over. I can do whatever I want with that one. We got the ability to steer with the pedals, getting the different speeds. Now this is tough, and that's kind of intentional. I want it to be. I have to really kind of yank on it a little bit to get it going. But that one little tug got it going, and I can get it going whichever direction I want. There she goes. 1 speed per, jerk of the cord gets it running, and I can. Okay, there's off, reverse, reverse, and reverse. So it's pretty cool. Obviously, it's not professional. It's not. I mean, if you have the money to invest in the stuff that's already automated, awesome. I'm doing the best with what I have until I have the best. I didn't actually have to buy anything extra. I already had all the scraps here to make this work. So I had the cord, I had the scrap wood, I had the clamp, and I used the bolts from my previous project to make it work. So I'm just making stuff work with what I have. Now the other thing was getting this in and out of the water. You can choose whichever side you want to pull it on, but you just pull it, and there you go, right there. Pull it again, down she goes. Easy enough. So I'm excited to try that out too, because I can get some speed going towards the shore to beach myself a little bit, and I can turn it off and pull it up as I'm coasting in. So I'm excited to give that a try. It might not work that way, but that's the way I envisioned it, and I'm really excited to try this out. I haven't put it on the water yet, so you're gonna have to stay tuned for that one. I am super excited to give this a try. I'm like a little kid right here, excited to play with his toy. Thanks a ton for watching, guys. I know this isn't my normal kind of video, but I do like to share the things that I learn. I do like to show you how I'm making things better. This is going to help me get out and live just a little bit better. As you can tell, I'm really happy about it. I'm excited about it. It would be nice to have, a $3,000 or $4,000 kayak with all the, spot lock and all that stuff. I don't have that yet. You guys, it's all about getting out and living. We're doing the best with what we have until we have the best. You can do the same. You can take what you have and do the best you can with it. It doesn't have to be the top of the line. You can take a Barbie fishing pole and catch fish on it, okay? You can get a $15 Walmart pole that already has line on it and catch fish with. Just do the best with what you have. It is nice to be able to upgrade those things as you can, but don't let it keep you from getting out and living. Make sure you get out and live. It is so important to recharge those batteries so that you show up better in other areas of life. Peace.